Jeff Bezos floated weightless in a capsule, looking down at a blue marble suspended in total blackness. For 11 minutes, he was entirely isolated from the planet below. Down on the ground, the workers generating the wealth to fund that flight were navigating a very different reality. Inside sprawling warehouses, employees work 12-hour shifts, tracked by algorithms to the exact second, where even a bathroom break risks flagging their metrics and costing them their jobs. The technology driving those algorithms reaches even further down the supply chain, resting on raw materials like cobalt extracted by children in hazardous open-pit mines. This massive disparity is the system operating exactly as designed. Every society has to answer a basic question: how will we provide for one another? We need a way to organize food, care, and shelter so people can survive together. That system of provisioning life is what an economy actually is. Historically, economies were embedded within the cultures and environments they served. We have since seen a transformation where the economy became separated from society and nature, shifting from a tool for provisioning life into a system that demands life and ecology adapt to its requirements. Money enters the system through commercial bank loans that must be repaid with interest, meaning the economy must keep expanding. If growth stops, defaults follow. This equation demands perpetual expansion, but that math is running inside a strictly finite biosphere. To keep expanding against those physical limits, corporations survive by externalizing their costs. They maximize their own profits by pushing the actual damages, like pollution, illness, or degraded land, off their balance sheets and onto marginalized communities and the environment. In 1977, Exxon's own scientists accurately projected that burning fossil fuels would significantly warm the planet. Yet the company spent the next several decades and hundreds of millions of dollars funding campaigns to manufacture doubt about that exact science. The executives understood that if the world acted on their research, the oil and gas reserves sitting on their books would lose trillions of dollars. The system rewarded them for prioritizing quarterly shareholder returns over the long-term habitability of the Earth. Climate change is capitalism operating according to its internal logic, maximizing extraction while externalizing the costs onto the future. That same relentless optimization drives global logistics. To minimize carrying costs, corporations spent decades building just-in-time supply chains, stripping away emergency stockpiles and redundancy because they appeared as expensive inefficiencies. When a biological shock like COVID-19 hit, a system stripped of all its slack instantly fractured. Wealthy nations suddenly found themselves entirely unable to source basic medical supplies, raw materials, and food. This efficiency filter gets applied to human beings too. Global competition incentivizes corporations to treat labor as a disposable input, searching the planet for the lowest possible wages and weakest safety protections to minimize operational costs. In 2013, managers at the Rana Plaza garment factory in Bangladesh observed structural cracks in the building, but ordered their employees to keep working to meet Western apparel deadlines. The building collapsed, killing over 1,100 people. Economist Thomas Piketty modeled exactly how this dynamic concentrates money at the top. His formula, R is greater than G, shows that whenever the return on capital exceeds overall economic growth, wealth automatically funnels upward to those who already own the assets. Firmly, optimizing an entire civilization for a single metric of short-term capital accumulation inevitably engineers catastrophic systemic fragility and extreme human inequality. Our industrial output functions like a massive engine inside a sealed room, inhaling resources and pumping out high-entropy waste with nowhere to vent the exhaust. Avoiding collapse requires redesigning that linear conveyor belt into a closed loop to cycle nutrients and regenerate whatever it takes. Economist Kate Raworth proposes a dashboard called donut economics. Instead of chasing perpetual GDP growth, the goal is to land human activity in a balanced space, ensuring a baseline of human dignity without overshooting the ecological ceiling of the planet. We are already seeing the legal tools for this take shape. Rights of nature laws now grant actual legal standing to rivers and forests, forcing courts and markets to treat ecosystems as vital stakeholders rather than inert inventory. On the human side, worker cooperatives offer a structural fix for runaway inequality. By sharing ownership directly among employees, these businesses distribute the risks and the rewards horizontally, rather than siphoning the profits upward. The economy is a wholly owned subsidiary of the environment. If we stop treating life as fuel for accumulation, we can begin using capital as a tool to actually serve life.